Well, wherever you are listening from this evening, thank you for tuning in. My name is Craig. Absolutely delighted to be bringing you the events of what promises to be a really passionate encounter between two sides who still have plenty to play for as far as their La Liga season is concerned. Real Betis versus Real Madrid. Both sides concentrating fully now, well, really much on the league, both of them being knocked out of their respective European competitions earlier on this month. So plenty to play for, plenty to go for in this game. Real Betis, fifth in the league, 8 points behind fourth place Atleti. Went out of the Europa League, won 3-2 against Girona. Manuel Pellegrini's side hoping to win again this evening to help his side do that. He has made 5 changes to this starting lineup, which won away to Girona in the end. Bellerin, Rodriguez, Fidalgo, Bakambu, 9 goals in all competitions this season for the striker, and the very recognisable Anthony as well, who seems to have got rid of his blonde hair recently, chatting with his compatriot, fellow Brazilian Vinicius Junior there, all smiles before this game. One name to stand out as far as the home side is concerned, Ezal Zuli, 12 goals in all competitions this season, but he's looking to score in his 4th consecutive game. Lovely moment there with Vinicius Junior just squatting down and lowering himself there to have a chat with one of the Real Betis mascots. Really, really lovely to see, all smiles from the Brazilian. He does play with an awful lot of joy, and hugs between Mbappe and one of the mascots as well. Really, really nice to see. He looks relaxed. So like I mentioned then, 5 changes for Manuel Pellegrini for this one. What about Alvaro Arbeloa? Well, he's not been Brighton to ring the changes as well. 2 of them in defence. Rudiger, Mendy come in. Militao and Carreras do make way. Diaz and Pitak coming in the midfield. Mbappe and Vinny Jr. will be leading the line for Real Madrid. 47 goals in all competitions for Mbappe this season, and we're just getting a focus on Isco there as well. Plenty of appearances for him in Real Madrid colours. Starting on the bench this evening. Absolutely lovely from him. What a legend he is in Spanish football. As the officials come out and lead the lines now. So Real Madrid, 2nd in the league, really do need a win in this one to keep any chance of winning La Liga alive. They're currently 9 points behind Barcelona. Both, as it stands, has 6 games to go. Of course, Real Madrid will only have 5 games after this, so a loss this evening will pretty much mean that Barcelona are 4 points away from the league. Hansi Flick's side getting closer and closer, it seems, but it's still mathematically possible. Last 3 meetings between these 2 teams have all produced goals. Real Madrid winning 5-1 against Betis back in January. Betis winners 2-1 when they hosted them in March 2025, and they appeared to face each other as well back in September 2024, where Real Madrid beat Betis. So the last 3 encounters has produced a home win, and that 5-1 win back in January produced a hat-trick for Gonzalo Garcia. Raul Asensio also scoring as well, along with Fran Garcia. Valverde, the captain for Real Madrid. Again, he will go down as a bit of a legend for the side, as we literally now just wait for Cesar Soto, who's going to be officiating this one to get us underway. We've got Valverde in the middle there. Can't really see anyone coming to do the toss yet for Real Betis, so it looks as if we'll be waiting just a couple of moments longer. Here is the captain for the home side, Barta, former Barcelona player, of course, so he will be pleased to keep this winning run going for Betis and get one over his former rivals, certainly. Very much getting a close encounter of this one with this ref cam going on. Handshakes all round between the players and the officials. Photographs being taken. So Lunin in goal then for Real Madrid. Rudiger, Huijsen in the centre of the midfield, in defence rather. Trent and Mendy are the full-backs. Brahim, Valverde also in the midfield this evening for Real Madrid, along with Picha, Bellingham, Vinicius Junior and Mbappe. And then the home side, Valles, Bellerin, Barta, Nathan Rodriguez, Vidalgo, Amrabat, Anthony, Bornels, Ezal Zuli and Kambu, who comes in for this one. Very calm looking Arbeloa watching on as Real Betis in their traditional green and white shirts, black shorts, green socks get us underway. Real Madrid in that famous all white kit coming through the midfield. Betis up towards the right hand side now. Zaluli getting involved straight away. Rodriguez on it once more. Here's Fornells again. Bellerin also playing a big part so far. Back to Amrabat, finds a pocket of space to get into in the centre circle. Forward and on. Betis are on here. Bambaku's on it in the area already. And it was Huijsen that got across his man there. Made the switch from the Premier League, Bournemouth, didn't he? And I think Bambaku just might have been offside there. Really good bit of defending, really good waiting there from Rudiger and Huijsen. Good partnership in that one, because I think it would have been offside. Here is Rudiger, back to Lunin, the Ukrainian, deputising now for Courtois for quite a while. And Betis have got it back. Going towards the edge of the area, cross just waiting, back to the number 10, Ezaluli, coming up against Trent Alexander-Arnold, managed to find himself a bit of space, headed back out. Cries of handball in the area from one of the Real Madrid players. They're still making their feelings very much known to the referee. More of a case of hand to ball to hand rather than the other way round, really. Oh, and his arm did come out there. I just wonder if that will be checked upon as Bellingham comes forward, plays it into Mbappe. Vinny Jr., edge of the area, loses it momentarily, but just about gets it back. Edge of the area, cross comes in, it's deflected. Mbappe and Bellingham were waiting in the middle there. So as the cross comes in, it's headed back out. And it was the number 21, Diaz, who seemed to handle it. I think the view of the referee and the VAR was that, you know, he was too close to be able to do anything about it. But then Diaz's arm did appear to come out. Anyway, corner now for Real Madrid on the other end of the pitch. Trent Alexander-Arnold, free transfer from Liverpool. One of the targets will be his English teammate Bellingham. In it comes. It's quite close to the keeper and he's flapped it in and he's missed it. And it's gone out the other way for a corner. I think Mbappe was quite close as well. The Betis goalkeeper Valles can't quite believe it. I think he is not happy about the fact that it's a corner, or maybe probably more concerned about the fact that he didn't get much protection there, but he did flap at it and miss it. It's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold from the other side now. Huijsen forward along with Bellingham, along with Rudiger. Right-footed cross in. It's going to be an outswinger this time. In it comes. A little bit further away from the goalkeeper on this occasion. It's headed out. Real Madrid still have it, but they've been forced to come backwards, looking for some space all the way back to Mendy, furthest outfield player back for Real Madrid. Huijsen gets it out towards Trent Alexander-Arnold on this right-hand side, not too far away from the dugout. Rudiger, Huijsen into the centre circle, going forward like a train, can't quite find Valverde. Bambuca's trying to get on the end of it now, takes Huijsen down with him, and he can't quite believe that it's a foul. It's Valverde that actually brought down in the end. The Real Madrid captain getting back, and yeah, that definitely is a foul by Bakumba. Just seeing this potential handball again. Referee quick to wave away any suggestions of a penalty when the ball went down the other end. Towards the right-hand side. Here is Mendy making a bit of a menace for the Real Betis midfield. Rudiger, simple pass out to the right for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Tries to get it over the top to Mbappe. Can't quite find him, but then Valverde comes in and gets the second ball back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and the pass is wayward to the midfield. It was Bellingham waiting in the wings, but Real Betis clear it for now. Here is Mendy on the ball. Vinny Jr., little poke forward through into the area it goes. Mbappe wants to cross it in out towards the edge of the box. Real Madrid looking dangerous. Over the top it goes to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He can't control it, and then it looks as if it's Anthony that's gone in to get rid of the danger. It was actually really good bit of defending from Zaluli there instead. So third corner already for Real Madrid, as we are 6 minutes in. Betis 0, Real Madrid 0. Arm goes up. Cross is beyond the back post. Mendy with back in. Bellingham over the top of his head, and the ball goes harmlessly out for the first goal kick for Betis. And Pellegrini already in discussion with his technical staff, which of course he had when leading Manchester City as well back in the 2015-26 season. Betis trying to get control of the ball now. Here is Zaluli forward, good partnering there. with the number 10. Cross comes in, cleared away, not convincingly by Huijsen. Valverde took a second touch, and now Pichot can come forward. He's got Vinny Jr. on the left-hand side, but still he goes forward. Now uses the Brazilian, number 7. A couple of step-overs from him, getting past Hector Bellerin. Out towards the edge of the box. Cross comes in, back post! Mbappe's there, he can't quite control it. It goes over the top. In the end, it was a good cross from Pichot in the end. Mbappe just couldn't get on the end of it. Couldn't control it. Would have been asking a lot from a striker, but he is a special striker indeed. A trick at the last World Cup, managing to be on the losing side as well. It's never happened before. And of course, World Cup winner with France in 2018, hoping to do some damage and get that crown back in just a few months' time. Real Madrid on the ball. Here's Rudiger now, centre circle, plays it calmly into Bellingham, finds Trent Alexander-Arnold, back to Rudiger. Plenty of former Premier League players. There's one from Chelsea, Rudiger, to Huijsen from Bournemouth. And now Pichot comes forward, goes into a little bit of white and green traffic, only out as far as Mendy. 2/3 of the way up the pitch. Nice give and go from Bellingham. Trent Alexander-Arnold was the target from Valverde. Just takes a little bit of a deflection on the way, and it's going to be a throw in to Real Madrid. Bellingham giving it to Alexander-Arnold. Back out to Rudiger. Huijsen on it, right in the centre circle. Mendy, all of the Real Madrid defence touching it in that passage of play. Good building up from the back. Very Spanish style football, as you can imagine. No hint of any sort of direct play. That was clever from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Gives it nicely, a little bit of flick up to Diaz there, who's taken down and going to be leaving it to Trent to take the throw in. Huijsen on it once again, centre circle. Options to his left, decides to use Mendy once again. To Vinny Jr. Mendy once more, looking for a bit of a deeper cross, can't quite find it. Back to Rudiger. Trent Alexander-Arnold's on this near side, just looking after the ball really nicely. Back to Rudiger, who's in a bit of space. Very nice and calm and slow build up from Real Madrid, but as I've said that, Real Betis have now got it and coming forward. Bakumbu having a bit of a tussle with Rudiger. The Real Madrid fella wins it on this occasion. Ball's picked up loose in the middle of the park. Bellingham looking to find Vinicius Jr. has just overcooked the pass a little bit. Appreciation from the Brazilian. It's going to be a Betis throw-in. Controlled in the middle by Fornells. Turns, looking for options. Over the top he goes from him, looking for Bakumbu, who realised if he'd have gone for it he would have been offside. Real Madrid have it once again. Valverde on the ball. Huijsen. Mendy. The runner there in front of him of Pichot, but decides to give it to Mendy. Back to Valverde. Captain swinging it from right to left. Good control from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was being chased down there by Ezalzili. Looking for his 4th goal in as many games. Consecutive goals as Valles just flaps at it to keep it in. Cleared away by Hector Bellerin for now, and then helped on by a Real Madrid player to the keeper Lunin, who gives it outside of his area to Rudiger. Huijsen on the ball, 11 minutes gone, it's 0-0. Real Madrid looking to keep any chance of a title alive. Seem to be don't seem to be too phased about the fact that they are 9 points behind Barcelona. A loss this evening, though, will, I think, pretty much seal their fate. With 6 games to go, Barcelona will only need 4 points. A win for Real Madrid this evening just keeps it interesting for now, although you do feel that it will not be too long before Barcelona are crowned champions of Spain once again. And now El Zuzi has the ball, and it's a bit of a timid pass, really. Had an opportunity there to play it to Bakambu and, well, just didn't quite get it. And now Real Madrid are coming forward. First time shot from Mbappe there, and, well, he's got that all wrong. Over the bar. I think he'll be disappointed. All the way over the top from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Lovely clearance from the Englishman. Mbappe times his run to perfection, lets it bounce, and then just as the ball's dropping, he's put too much on it, and it's gone flying over the bar and into the Real Betis crowd behind the goal. Hector Bellerin now, forward from him, going to the right. Here is Amrabat, still got the ball. Back to Valles in his own area. Here is the number 4, Nathan. Nathan back to Valles, over the top to Rodriguez. One of the changes, and his header is wayward, straight back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now Bellingham's got the ball. Mendy decides to getting involved as we just head up to quarter of an hour. Betis 0, Real Madrid 0. Rudiger on it. Trent Alexander-Arnold forcing Lunin to come into play. He's about 18 yards out of his own box at the moment. Passes it to Rudiger, and then Lunin quickly backtracking. Valverde's found it, ball in a bit of space in the middle of the park. Nice forward ball to Pichot there. He's got Vini Jr. Lovely clip back there, and now the Brazilian's coming forward. Into the area he goes, and now at the edge of the box. Oh, and the pass to Trent Alexander-Arnold, not a great one. And now Real Betis can come forward. Here is Ezaluzzi. Left-hand side, cross needs to be good. Out it goes to Anthony. He can't quite control it. And now the break coming from Real Madrid, and Amrabat gets in there just in the nick of time before Real Madrid advance any further. Mendy just not quite getting his lines correct there. Fidalgo, Amrabat coming forward through the middle once again. 4-0's on it for Real Betis. Out towards Bellerin once more. Here is Barter once again. Amrabat played it nicely to Nathan. And then that's a little bit careless from Ezalzouli. Just let the ball go out of play there. It was right at his feet. He had it under control, and then, well, maybe just lost his bearings a tiny bit. Real Madrid try and come forward once again. They are not going to change their style of play at all. They're very good in just building it up and building it up, but they are not afraid to play the long ball forward on a counter-attack. A couple of precise passes so far from Trent Alexander-Arnold. To Rudiger. Over the top it goes, and here's another such ball as well, and just overcooked too much there. Mbappe can't quite get on the end of it. Here is Nathan playing it with Valles, and now the Valles clearance there, not great, up rather than out. Real Madrid get the ball back. Shot from distance from Valverde. Valles had to get down. Vini Jr. follows it up from the rebound and makes it 1-0 to Real Madrid. Well, it was as simple as you like from Vini Jr. Player of his quality is not going to miss from there. But the shot from Valverde, right from beyond the edge of the box, really. It was low and caused Valles to get down really quickly to his right-hand side. He couldn't control it. And then the follow-through was put away nicely from Vinny Jr., there was no sense of panic really from the Real Betis defence. Valles gets down well, to be fair. He just can't control it. Bellerin, well, he was always going to be second best in a foot race against Vinny Jr. there. And the Brazilian puts it in the back of the net with no problems at all. 17 minutes gone. Valles asking questions of his defence. Why wasn't Valverde picked up? Why was he allowed to shoot? And it's Vinny Jr. who has scored what is now his 20th goal in all competitions for the Brazilian. Carlo Ancelotti, one of his former manager here at Real Madrid, and of course his current manager at Brazil, saying Vinny Jr. is probably one of the only guaranteed places in the Brazilian squad for the World Cup, as Bellingham just goes down and then helped up by Amrabat. Former Manchester United player Amrabat, along with Anthony as well. It's all nice and respectful in the end between the two players. Lunin on the ball for Real Madrid. He's been at the club for many a year now, Lunin, the Ukrainian. And the pass overcooked there too. Trent Alexander-Arnold as Isco looks on the Real Betis bench. No doubt he'll be used a little bit later on. A great player in the Premier League. Isco, always good. One of those players that, I believe it was part of the Zinedine Zidane squads that won 3 Champions League finals in a row. Vinny Jr. left hand side towards the edge of the area. Bellingham creating some space for himself. Diaz to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then cleared away eventually by Nathan. Back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Good bit of defending there from Rudiger to recycle the ball really nicely. Middle of the park now. Here is Diaz. Vinny Jr. Nice turn. Nice looking after there from Mbappe. Just can't quite keep it. And then the ball played out to Fornells, who can try and break here down the right-hand side. Still, Anthony comes now. Quick inside. Drop of the shoulder. That's good from the Brazilian. Then, just can't play it out. And I think he got caught in the end there, Anthony, by Real Madrid player, who now come forward. Always looking a threat. They turn on the style and start racing forward, Real Madrid. Slow down just a little bit now. Here is Bellingham on it. A calm performance from the Englishman so far. As we just reach the 21-minute mark. Real Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. Last 3 fixtures between these two sides. It's always been the home team that have won it. Are Real Madrid going to break that duck? Here's Bartek, it's getting images of him. Here is Vinny Jr. coming forward. Can't quite go any further. He's blocked. Now Fornells comes out with it. So back to Anthony. All over the top from the Brazilian. He is only met by a white shirt, and now they come forward. Real Madrid on it, the left-hand side. Mendy looking for Vinny Jr., the goal scorer this evening. Back to Huijsen, just inside the Betis half. Quick turn of pace there, and now Bellingham getting on the end of it. Lovely, intricate passing, and still alive as far as Real Madrid is concerned. The shot comes in from Diaz. Real Madrid claiming handball. They're not happy about something, and I think the referee has called an offside there. Well, it's definitely not offside for Bellingham. It's cleared away and it's hit. The ball has struck Amrabat, and then it's also struck the number 12, Rodriguez, on the arm. Whether or not it was handball, the referee doesn't seem to think so. Well, that's both sides now who have had players handle the ball in their own area. Both times, no penalty given. I must admit that second one did look least like a penalty, certainly less than the first one. Anyway, I think that second one would have been harsh. Here is Mbappe causing a bit of a nuisance of himself down the right-hand side. Here is Rudiger. Huijsen on it. Every pass from Huijsen has been brilliant from the Spaniard. Really settled into life to Real Madrid really, really well. Back towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, nicely into Pichak, and then it's almost brought down. Well, how on earth did he find himself there? I thought he was offside, to be honest with you. It certainly was. Yeah, he was definitely off. Not by much, though. Pichak. I think it was more luck and judgment from a Real Betis perspective. There just seemed to be a few wandering players along that back line. Or the midfielder going too early rather than carefully designed trap. There is Rodriguez. Now out towards the number 10. Zalzuli tries to continue his run. Hidalgo giving up possession. Rodriguez once more. Amrabat just on the halfway line. Gets it back into the centre of the park. Now Rodriguez can come forward once again. Zuli trying to get involved, can't quite. Hidalgo going forward, but it's to no success as Lunin comes and collects. Very, very quickly recycling it and playing it forward. Here is Huijsen now, back with the ball from Mendy. Rudiger to Lunin, just on the edge of his area to reach 25 minutes. Real Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. Rudiger on it. Huijsen once more. Straight forward pass through the middle. Diaz can't quite keep control of it. Lovely little bit of intricate play there, which saw Bellingham just lose the ball. And yeah, we're just seeing that Rodriguez handball again. His arm was down. There's no way that was ever a handball. No way that would have been a penalty. Back towards Nathan. Rodriguez on it once again. Zizuli being hounded by Trent Alexander-Arnold, having to look after it, coming a bit deeper than what he would have liked. Plays it back out to Barter, the Betis captain. Amrabat, the base of the midfield. Fidalgo on it now, out to Zaluzzi once again. Rodriguez forward. Hidalgo getting involved once more. Zalzuli to Rodriguez once again. Being played an awful lot down this left-hand side. Zalzuli with a little bit of space this time round. Gives it to Anthony, who's now deciding to get involved. In it goes to Bakumbu, who can't quite control it. Mendy comes out with it. Decides to clip it over the top to Vinny Jr., but that's a really good bit of control from Amrabat. And now Anthony can come forward. Shoots from distance! Well, it looked as if it took a deflection. I think I'm being kind. Very, very wayward shot from the Brazilian. always spinning away from goal there. Yeah, we're seeing Diaz once again just kick the ball at Rodriguez. There's no way that would have been a penalty. I think it would have been extremely harsh if that would have been deemed a penalty. Good bit of work there from Hedgehog coming forward, and now Mbappe in on it, skips past three players. Amrabat is the one to take possession, and now he's gone past one player, skipping through the Real Madrid midfield, and the pass from him to El Zuzi. Well, he's never going to get to him there, but this is brilliant from Mbappe in full flight. Absolutely brilliant from him. He really is dangerous when he gets going. Already up to 47 goals this season for club and for country. Scored more goals than he has played games. 47 in 46. Currently, you wouldn't bet against him getting 50 before the World Cup starts. There is Betis once again. Rodriguez, Amrabat, he's been so involved for the home side this evening. 28 minutes gone, just approaching the hour mark. Vinny Jr.'s goal is the only one that separates the two sides. A simple tap-in of what was really simple tap-in, actually, after Valverde struck from the edge of the area, forcing Valles to go down but couldn't control it. And now we've got a situation where Barter needs to have his boot taken off and is being assessed by the medical staff. He's gone down with a problem with his right leg. As we just have a look at the goal again. Brilliant shot from Valverde. Valles gets down, armed full stretch, keeps it out of the goal. And then Vince Jr. pounces on it, celebrates, kisses the crown of Real Madrid. And I wonder if Barta's evening is going to be finished prematurely here. He'll be able to sort of run it off. Substitutes already warming up. We will have to go off the captain for a moment. He's kept his armband on, the captain. Presumed leads to me to think that he will be coming back on in just a couple of moments, but currently Barta off, so Betis down to 10 men and without a captain on the pitch at the moment. It'll be a drop ball to Betis. They were in possession of it. And it's Bellerin back to Amrabat, back to Valles, who boots it forward, finds Bambuku. Lovely play into Fornells. Hidalgo. And then El Zalzouli back to Rodriguez. Little pass inside is rebounded by the Real Madrid midfield. 31 minutes on the clock. Rodriguez once again. Betis back up to full complement. Here is the number 8 Fornells now. Amrabat once again. Fornells receives the ball back, and it's a little bit of a wayward pass back towards him. Not a great ball there from Fidalgo, and Bellingham goes in on El Zuli. And I think we will have a change here earlier on. I think Barta's night is over. Llorente, the number 3, is going to be the one to come on. Well, I thought he'd come back on the pitch, but Barta, he'll be disappointed that his evening is over so quickly. Like I say, Llorente on the pitch in what is the first substitute of the game. Manuel Pellegrini, disappointed that He'll have to have made that so early. And Llorente comes on with his side already 1-0 down as Rudiger does a bit of sweeping up at the back, plays it to Lunin just outside his own area, gives it to Huijsen, back to Rudiger looking up, long ball option, but Valverde makes himself available. Through the middle it goes to Jude Bellingham, lovely control from him, and now Vinny Jr. edge of the area, back out towards the D. Diaz, Valverde, tries to play it into Trent Alexander-Arnold, just couldn't quite get it, it was intercepted, and now Real Betis come forward. Zuli into the area it goes, and Bakumbu's there. He can't quite control it. He'll be annoyed himself with that. It was a great break from Real Betis. Just couldn't finish it off. First touch from Bakumbu tonight, generally in the first sort of 35 minutes in this game, has been, well, maybe not brilliant. He's certainly not showing the quality which we all know he has. And now Vinny Jr. out on the left-hand side, having a bit of a tussle with Bellerin, waiting for support. Tries to play it through. Still got it. Edge of the area. Shot from Mbappe. His bat's coming. Flicked over back to Valverde. Shoots on. It's gone over the bar. Bellingham in the end. I think he's calling for a corner. Mbappe does well to find Bellingham. Controls it nicely. It's just over the bar. Controls it with his left foot. Swings at it with his right. Really, really good from the Englishman there. Just can't control it. And, well, it's a good shot on target. It's a save from Valles. He certainly got himself in the way on that one. Huijsen forward once again. Mbappe. Rudiger making a menace of himself in the box. You wouldn't expect anything less from him. 35 minutes on the clock now. Real Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. A whole host of corners of the away side. I think this is about their fifth now. Their fourth, in fact. And it comes close to the goalie as well, who punches it up out towards the other side. Mbappe gets it. Thinks about crossing it in. Goes in towards the area. Right at the byline. Comes back in. Still got it, the Frenchman. And then goes down in the area. Referee waving away any chance of a penalty. Mbappe still on the floor. And now Real Betis coming forward with Fornells. And he goes down. Back up again. Amrabat on it. As Aludzi. Vidalgo. Right hand side out to Amrabat. Two touches from him and it's all the way out to the other wing. Here is the big head to Bellerin. Got a bit of a space for himself. Is he going to cross it? He is. Comes in the box. Rudiger's holding Bakumbu, and then it's eventually cleared away, but cut out by Amrabat. Betis have it once more. Fornells once again. Now to Fidalgo. Towards the left-hand side. Cross coming in from Ezalzouli. Blocked. So we're just seeing this shout for a penalty once again on Mbappe. Fidalgo goes in and Amrabat down. I don't think there's much in that, to be honest with you. I think Mbappe perhaps either caught off balance or maybe just needed to be a bit stronger. Anthony on the ball for Betis. He's got support running forward. Bellerin gets on the edge of it. Bakumbu once again loses out with a little tussle with Rudiger. He's having him on toast this evening, the German giant. Back to Real Betis, who have it now. Coming forward is Fornells in the middle of the park. Hector Bellerin. Here is Anthony. Forward, ball looking nice. Back out. And then Betis have it once again. They've got one of their players down, but still they continue to attack. The number 7 Anthony that's gone down. Real Betis playing on without him at the moment. Cross comes in. Now Real Madrid can break, coming forward. Betis still got a man down, and then pushed over. Referee calling it back. Diaz has been fouled. Straight into the back of there. Llorente having a bit of word. It's Amrabat that's the guilty party in the end. I think we'll quite happily take that one for the team. It's a blatant shove from Amrabat. Still he argues with the referee. Huijsen just body checked Anthony there, and oh my word, I think they've collided heads. No wonder. After seeing that, Anthony stayed down for a little bit. There's the confirmation that Amrabat's been yellow carded. Into the area for Mbappe. It's ricocheted. Still Valverde has it. Now Bellingham out towards Alexander-Arnold. Cross comes in. It's deflected. Pace taken away. Bellingham tries to get round a Betis wall. In the meantime, it's cleared by Llorente. Bakumbu, who has come very, very deep, and got Mendy and Rudiger getting on it now. Here is Vinny Jr. Edge of the box once again for Real Madrid as we head to 38 minutes on the clock. Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. Diaz. Pass back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, not the best, but still he has it. Now Bellingham gets across, puts it in. Bellerin is the only one there, and he clears his lines for Real Betis. Anthony's going forward, and now he's taken down once again, and looks as if he's really injured this time, holding his leg, and Huijsen is going to be booked for that one. I'm asking the question as to why. Anthony down on the floor for a second time after collided with Huijsen. Oh, and yeah, the Spaniard has really taken him down there. He's gone in for a sliding tackle from the side as well. I can see why the referee was quick to give a booking for that one. Anthony still not up though. Just seeing the struggle that Bellingham had against Nathan there in the box. Anthony's still down. To Bellerin, having a word with the referee now. So just have another little bit of a break whilst we deal with this injury. Oh, he's proper swung at him there, Huijsen. I think he's suggesting that Anthony's being a little bit weak on that one. Pellegrini with a little bit of thinking to do. I'll give you some scores from across Europe in the other leagues whilst we are waiting to see what happens here. There's a few games going on as we just get a close-up of Carvajal there. The Premier League this evening, we've got Nottingham Forest 4-0 up against Sunderland. It's not even half time. Rangers losing 2-1 to Hearts. Hibernian winning 1-0 against Celtic as well in the Scottish Women's Premier League. Nottingham Forest 4-0 up against Sunderland. That will really help them in their bid to stay in the Premier League, and makes it a bit more difficult for Spurs and West Ham. West Ham play Everton in London tomorrow. A win for them will take them 5 points clear of Spurs, whose situation is looking more and more perilous every
single week. Of course, the current champions of the Europa League, as Betis come forward now, and down the right-hand side, a little bit of an adventure there for Hidalgo, but it doesn't end brilliantly for him, as we just see a replay of the goal again, shot low into the corner by Valverde, and then picks up the ball from the parry from Valles to pop it into the net with the goalkeeper on the ground. He was always going to score from there, the Brazilian. As Rudiger is on it now, 43 minutes on the clock. There is going to be a little bit of time added on. We have had 2 spells of injury time to account for in this one. The first one, which saw Bartra get substituted for Llorente. Anthony went down after a challenge, not for the first time this evening, from Huijsen. Back to Lunin. He's the only one in the box at the moment. Now he starts to get pressed on. That's a misplaced pass by Real Madrid on the edge of the box. Shot coming in. Oh, and Lunin nearly beaten there at the post, and he is not happy about that. The Ukrainian got down really quickly to put the ball wide. I'm not too sure what on earth is going on in the back line there for Real Madrid. I think it was Pichard just lost concentration there. Shot coming in from Anthony, and Lunin was there to knock it out for a corner. It's a good job he was alert. Well, this would be a turnout for the books for Betis if they get something from here. First corner comes in, edge of the box. Hidalgo shoots all over the bar. Not a bad effort at all. Puts his shirt in his mouth. He'll be really frustrated with that. The shot was brilliant. The technique, absolutely fantastic. Just seeing it was a deflected shot as well from Anthony that led to the corner. Huijsen just getting his foot in the way to bounce it off the floor, to take the pace out of it. And I just wonder if that's what gave Lunin the time to get down. Because I don't think it would have deflected. It would have absolutely fired into that bottom corner. Just approaching the halfway point then. This first half seems to have absolutely flown by. And Lunin has kept his side ahead right at the very end. 4 minutes is what's going to be added to for this first half. The ball goes over the top. Oh, Bakumbu's free on goal. Lunin out again. Saves the day once more, the Ukrainian. Edge of the area it comes. Shot. Oh, and Lunin once more. Wowzers, this goalkeeper is on fire. Another shot from Anthony there. And I wonder, the Brazilian thinking what on earth he has to do. First of all, a one-on-one with Bakumbu. Lunin comes out really well. Anthony finds himself in some space, shoots from the edge of the area, and acrobatics once again from Lunin. Absolutely superb. Well, you can see why he's been at Real Madrid so long. If he does that in training all the time, no wonder successive Real Madrid managers have kept him. We've got Mendy or Rudiger down. I can't quite make out which one it is at the moment. Looks as if it's Mendy that's hurt himself. Bit of a tussle with Bakumbu there as the cross came in. It's Huijsen that cleared it away in the end. But this is just brilliant stuff from Lunin. Coming out to deny Bakumbu with his foot. Really, really good agility. And then the shot from Anthony. Fantastic save. Real one for the photographers, that one, I tell you. And, well, attention will be on Vinny Jr. for getting the goal, but my word, he is going to get a few pats on the back at half-time if it continues to be at 1-0. going to be a drop ball once again for Betis. That's the second one we've had. Here is Hidalgo once more. What can Betis do in these final few moments of this stoppage time in the first half? About 2.5 minutes of the 4, over the top it goes. Shot from distance, Amrabat with that one. Sets himself up really nicely. It looked as if it took a deflection, but I think it was over the bar. Just seeing this image again from Bakumbu and Lunin coming out to deny the striker. You can see a little graphic on the monitor that I have here, how pretty much 95% of the attacks from Real Betis have come down that left-hand side, mainly involving Zalzuli, the number 10, scored in the last 3 games that he's played in all competitions for Betis. As Amrabat has it over, it goes to the right-hand side. Hector Bellerin doesn't quite control it as well as he'd like, but Betis have managed to look after it with Fornells coming forward now. Anthony has to go back and retrieve the ball close to the byline, plays it nicely through, cross comes in, no one's there except for the back post for Betis. Here is Fornells, shoots, oh, and it's gone wide. Oh well, just at the wrong time. Real Betis have started to wake up. Lovely pass back to Fornells, and then the shot coming in just beyond the corner of the goal. Frustration on the Betis bench once again, as we have done with the 4 minutes. Can't imagine much more to go now. There's all eyes on the referee to see when he'll blow the whistle. Maybe just one more attack for Betis to come forward. It's gone over the top, and that's surely it now, as El-Zuli resigns to the fact that he's lost the ball. Trent Alexander-Arnold, still enough time for the throw-in for Real Madrid. Takes it, cleared away by Rudiger. Ball goes in the air. We still play on. Anthony, not such a great touchdown there, and he's lost the ball. The referee deciding that enough is enough for the first half. Well, it's been an entertaining half of football, a half that's gone really well, quite quickly from my perspective anyway. Deadlock broken by Vinny Jr. in the 17th minute. Valverde with a shot from the edge of the area. Valles got down to save it and parry it, but it popped up for Vinny Jr. to put the ball in the back of the net. And then towards the end of the half, Real Betis really turning on the style. Anthony shooting from distance, saved by Lunin, getting in the way of Bakumbu as well to deny an equaliser for Betis. And at the break, it is Real Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. And she heads back to the studio. And we'll be back for the second half very, very soon. So as we're just about to get ready to get the second half underway, Manuel Pellegrini ringing in some changes already forced into one in the first half, with Bartra being substituted to foot injury. So we are going to see some changes. Hidalgo coming off. Also, he's going to be replaced by the number 21, Marc Rosa. Real Betis players already out on the pitch. Real Madrid players still coming down the stairs. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jude Bellingham in conversation with one another. Lunin also coming down the stairs as well, cheering on his side. And we've also got another substitution to tell you about as well. Hernandez has come on as well, so we'll see who is going to be coming off for that third substitute for Real Betis once it is confirmed. Camavinga looks like he might be warming up as well for Real Madrid, as we just the final preparations done. It was to get kicked off, and Real Madrid do that. It was Bakambu who was brought off. I'm not really surprised, actually, to be honest with you, as far as that change is concerned. Hernandez coming on for this one now, so it's going to be a straight swap in that sort of centre forward position. So we'll see what damage Hernandez can perhaps inflict, as we have Betis looking for that equaliser, and they're coming forward straight away. Hernandez getting involved right at the very start of this half. Hector Bellerin down the right hand side, headed it down to Anthony. A couple of chances for the Brazilian right at the very end of the game, connecting with Hernandez, but Anthony not quite on the same wavelength. Comes up though from the Brazilian in the end. Amrabat with the ball forward, they come. Bellerin on it once again, just being thwarted by the number 45 Diaz for Real Madrid. Pichak also getting involved as well, as Betis look to come down the left hand side again, and there's Alzuli. Turn of pace there, but can't quite get the ball back under control down that left hand side. Very patient build up from the back once again from Real Madrid. Really good passing, and now Lunin gets involved, and eventually it's cleared away from his area. Real Madrid picking it up once again in the middle of the pitch. Vinny Jr. getting on the ball in the centre circle, not quite getting into full flight before passing it down to Kylian Mbappe. Frenchman back to Valverde. Mbappe gets it once again. Mendy, left hand side, not too far away from his manager's technical area. Valverde once more, the captain for Real Madrid, Rudiger. Remember, the last three meetings between these two sides has resulted in a home win. Real Madrid less than 45 minutes away from changing that now. Cross blocked from Bellingham, still got the ball though. Back he goes to Rudiger. Trent Alexander-Arnold wins his side a throw-in. And it comes to Bellingham, back to Alexander-Arnold. Over the top, back it goes from Valverde, who gives it to Rudiger, and then cleared by Lunin, who came out of his area to meet that. It's just been a little bit of a slower start in this second half. I think Real Madrid just wary of what Real Betis can do. They had a few scares right at the very end of that period. Here is Valverde on the edge of the area. Nice connecting there with Kylian Mbappe, and then tries to play the ball forward. Just can't quite get it into Petrarch at the end, who sees the ball go safely into the hands of Valles. Puts it on the ground, clears it forward, out towards a throw-in for Real Betis. 49 on the clock already. Diaz, Bellingham, Valverde, Petrarch in the middle. Mbappe, Vini Jr. leading the line with Trent, Rudiger, Huijsen and Mendy at the back for Real Madrid. Lunin in goal. As the referee just brings back play. And 10. Zazuli. A little bit of a tussle there with Alexander-Arnold. May well be replaced towards the end of the game by Dani Carvajal, who has seen it all and done it all with Real Madrid. Only, I think, I was reading the other day that only Modric has more trophies with Real Madrid than Dani Carvajal. He has been one of those legendary figures with the club. Vini Jr. left hand side, goes past to Bellerin as if he wasn't there. Edge of the area, decides to come back to Kylian Mbappe, over the top to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who tries to cross it in calmly, but it is deflected. It's going to be a first corner of the second half for Real Madrid. They had 5 in the first period, and that ball kicked straight at Hernandez and ricocheted out of play. Goes on the ground. It's going to be an outswinger for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Hudson, Rudiger, Bellingham all in conversation with what's going to happen here. Centre of the box it goes. Sorted 3 Real Madrid players in the end, and now they've got it back on the edge of the area after a little bit of a clearance from Betis. Cross comes in from Alexander-Arnold, flicked on by Vini Jr. Hector Bellerin goes chasing, but it's Real Madrid that have it once again. Oh, and Diaz has been taken out there. He really has. An elbow has gone up. Referee quick to bring play back from Fornells. Oh my goodness gracious me, as Petrarch has gone down. And he has taken a clattering in the face there. Fornells laughing at it. Oh, it did look painful, I tell you. Vini Jr. not happy about it either. And Real Betis have a free kick to defend here. Vini Jr. standing over it. So we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is not shy at swinging these ones in. Also looking in the box, Vini Jr. just giving a few directions. It may well be Trent, you know, in the end. He's been taking the corners. Arm goes up from the former Liverpool player, and it goes penalty area. Up goes Bellingham, and then down on the floor. He's claiming he was pushed. Smiles in the end. Amrabat did have his hands on his back, actually, and it did look like a push, to be fair. Amrabat does clear it with his head, but Real Madrid will have to settle for the corner. He has been busy tonight, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So far his set piece is not resulting in any goals for Real Madrid, but you do feel as if the more they have, surely one of them's got to cause a little bit of danger for Real Betis. And it comes once again from the right hand side. Been very varied, and Huijsen goes for it there. Valles was quick to pick it up, and now he's released Hector Bellerin. Left hand side once again, but as soon as they had it, Real Betis, they've lost it once again. Inside comes Valverde. Bellingham out toward Trent Alexander-Arnold, improvises a little bit, and then the shot in from Kylian Mbappe, who puts the ball in the net. I think it might have been an offside earlier on. Trent Alexander-Arnold, it will be checked of course, but the ball is in the back of the net through Kylian Mbappe. I think he's level. I really do think he's level. It was a brilliant cross from the sort of outside of his boot, which allowed Mbappe, and it's just been deemed offside. Well, that is as close can be. Kylian Mbappe, so close to scoring goal number 48 of the season in all competitions, and well, they don't get much tighter than that, let me assure you. I thought from the naked eye Trent Alexander-Arnold was level. But we continue. Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. Team separated by a first half strike in the 17th minute by Vinny Jr. Into the middle of the park it is. Real Madrid on it. Betis thought they had it with Azaluzil there. Lovely ball in from Bellingham to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I thought he was off. I still think he's onside. Obviously VAR, I've had a look at it. Left hand side now, Vinny Jr. Cross comes in from the Brazilian. Just stayed in the air, just that too long for Real Madrid. Betis were able to get players back. Now they have it on the edge of the area. Valverde. Alexander-Arnold once more. Can't quite get the cross in just about. Forced to turn and come back. And the pass isn't brilliant. And they've forced a foul now. Betis. Looks as if it was Trent Alexander-Arnold that's the guilty party on Fornells, the number 8, who has been busy in the second period. 55 minutes on the clock. Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. Isco starting to warm up there with a few of his teammates. 3 subs already made by Manuel Pellegrini, so he's going to have to choose wisely. Real Madrid still have that ball complement. Changes to come. Will it be changes that try and hold on to a tight lead, or will it be changes that really do go for it? Remember, 9 points behind Barcelona, and now they've lost it here, Real Madrid. Betis trying to come forward. Rabat making himself available in the middle of the park, but it's gone out to the left-hand side. There's Alzuli. Stops and tries to play it into Fornells. Cross comes in. Real Madrid do well and clear their lines, led by Jude Bellingham. Still on the ball, the Englishman. Back towards Vinny Jr. Lovely ball into Diaz. Goes down in the box. Betis come out with it. And Rabat making sure Betis clear their lines. And now they can come forward on a counter-attack. As Alzuli into the box he goes, and he looks as if he's fallen over, and Real Madrid able to just make sure that it goes out for a goal kick. It was such a shame from Alzuli there, and Mbappe coming forward. We're just seeing that. It was Mbappe that was offside at the end. I thought they'd given it to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was offside, but it was Mbappe, and the replays clearly suggest that he was quite some way offside. Although we may well see some changes soon as far as the offside decision is concerned. We've had a goal awarded in the Canadian League recently, who have adopted this daylight system whereby there has to be a clear gap between the defender and the striker if it is going to be deemed offside. Anything level or remotely level like that would not have been given, but it is what it is at the moment. Corner for Real Betis, first one of this second period. Fornells is standing over it. In it comes, and the bit of a bit snappy there from Marc Roja. First sort of half chance from Real Betis in this second period. They finished the half with a flurry of opportunities. But Real Madrid managing to keep them at arm's length in the opening 15 minutes or so of this second period. Time seems to be going really quickly. It's only 1-0, but certainly been an awful lot of action. Vinny Jr., he's been at the heart of it once again. Lovely drop of the shoulder to leave the defender dead. And on the floor, now a little bit of a samba session with Hector Bellerin. Turning on the Brazilian style, goes into the box and then bumps into Hector Bellerin. Amrabat trying to clear his lines. Gives it back to Bellerin. Only out, though, as far as Huijsen, who's lost it further up the pitch. And now the defender is out of position. Betis seems to be going forward, and now they've lost the ball. Well, that's going to be frustrating for Anthony, who was waiting in the wings to get onto that. We've just seen the chance by Huijsen saved with relative ease from Valles. Kylian Mbappe. He has had the ball in the back of the net, but he was offside. Will go all the way back to the Betis goalkeeper Valles. I don't think you can blame him much for the goal. It was a brilliant shot from outside the area from Valverde. He stretched all he could do down to his right hand side, but just couldn't keep hold of it. The defenders, you feel, should have been better in following it up and clearing the danger before Vinny Jr. got in there and put the ball in what was essentially an open goal. Here he is once again, and now Bellingham in it, creates some space, shoots low. Valles gets down. Another opportunity there for Real Madrid. And Betis just can't afford to keep letting Real Madrid come forward like this. You do feel that after an hour, if they carry on in such a way, just fighting really Real Madrid to come forward. Here they are once again, passes over-egged to Mbappe there from Jude Bellingham. Good to see him fit as well. No doubt England fans ahead of the World Cup will be looking forward to seeing him. Vinny Jr. down the left-hand side once again. He's been so potent. Goes down just before the area. Referee plays on. Hector Bellerin getting involved. Fornells in charge of the clear-up. Valles with a pass out towards Anthony. Now head down. Real Betis come forward. Hernandez, who's been relatively quiet, with an opportunity to receive the ball here. The overlap comes in. Can it be cut back? It can't for now, and it's going to be another corner. Fornells in the thick of it once again, and Huijsen doing a really good job to get back. Lovely ball into the area. Fornells just, well, he miskicked it, and that allowed Huijsen to get back and make sure the danger was cleared. Real Betis fans still very, very loud, all nicely dressed as well as what they do to come and see their side. See some lovely traditional Spanish outfits as well in the crowd. Really is nice to see. Plenty of flag waving going on. Lovely looking stadium, Real Betis, by the way. And cross comes in. There's still a danger on. The header's gone wide. It was Nathan, who's had a relatively quiet game so far. He was at the back post. Maybe he would have been deemed offside, I don't know. Seen a replay of a lovely bit of control from Zaluli there as well. Frustrating evening for him. He's not quite gone all his way. 3 goals in his last 3 games for him. Now Real Madrid can start coming forward. Well, they have been dominant in this second period, but they've not managed to convert any of the chances yet in this second period, and just 1-0 up. You just wonder, as the game goes on, Real Betis grow with confidence, and Huijsen's pass to Vini Jr. there is not a good one. It's frustrated the Brazilian. Beloa looks on and then turns his back towards the pitch. I think he might have been a bit frustrated as well with that pass from the Spaniard. You can certainly see Vini Jr.'s reaction, let me assure you. Hector Bellerin on the ball. Into Amrabat. Back to Anthony. And rocking on it once again. And so many former Premier League players in the match tonight. El Zazuzli nicely towards the edge of the area, shoots, oh, it's over the bar. Well, the angle was tight, but he did well to escape any sort of challenge, did Zazuzli. 2 Real Madrid players on him in the end there, but Richard just doing it, or Diaz just doing a good enough job to make sure he was put off and his shot was wayward. Junior once again, this time into Rudiger, looks after the ball nicely. Huijsen needs to be a better passer in this second period. His passing in the first half was absolutely brilliant. Nothing seemed to be going astray. Just a couple of times now in this second period where passes have not been to his usual standard. Ball's played through the middle for Real Betis, out towards the byline, needs to be cut back, but it's blocked. Oh, not a great clearance at all, and it's down, and Lunin with another brilliant save from point blank range. This time Hernandez, who was the replacement for Bakumbu. It was a mistake once again. This time from Diaz, allowed Hernandez to go through, and it's a one-handed parry from Lunin to put it over the bar. The Ukrainian's been sensational this evening. Rudiger clears away for now. Follow-up comes in. Not quite cleared away. Anthony with a chance. Blocked by Real Madrid. Vini Jr. trying to lead a counter-attack, but Amrabat does a good job in getting back. They've got the ball back now, Real Betis. Halfway line. Hector Bellerin. Coming forward down the right. Here is Amrabat once again to Anthony. Brazilian rolling the right boot over the ball. Amrabat once again. Anthony. Amrabat. Vitasolic. Just slow down a little bit for Real Betis. Marco Rosa. One of the substitutes for Betis. Amrabat, oh, his pass is wayward from the base of midfield there. It allows Real Madrid to clear their lines. 25 minutes or so to go. Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. We'll see this opportunity once again from Hernandez. Oh, a few players and a few fans of Real Betis applauding that one. Lo Celso also coming on. Bonel's makes way. Frustrating evening for him. Handshakes all round for Bornels as he goes to sit down on the bench. He can do nothing anymore. He's been a both these teams coming into this one actually on a what was a really poor vein of form. Real Betis winning just one of their last 5 games in all competitions. That was against Girona in the last game, a 3-2 win. Lost to Sporting Braga in the Europa League, drew with Osasuna and Espanyol in the league. There's also another draw in there with Braga as well to boot. And Real Madrid, well, 2 losses against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, also drew with Girona and Mallorca a few games ago. So both these sides looking now to perhaps try and start a bit of consistency as we head towards the end of the year. It's not beyond Real Betis to claim 4th spot in La Liga. We've got to be wary as well of teams just behind them as well. So Jude Bellingham's getting bullied there from a few Betis players. The game goes to a little bit of a lull, I'll be honest with you. Not really much been happening over the course of the last sort of few moments, to be fair. As Real Madrid come forward. Vinny Jr., edge of the area, gives it to Mbappe. 2 of them combining again. Little bit of space for Mbappe. Shoots low from the right hand side. Parried away. Ball still not dead. Real Madrid try and keep it alive through Petrak. He won his side a throw-in. Lovely drop of the shoulder to create some space for himself. Mbappe, it's a good save in the end from Valles, who's not had a bad game, to be honest with you. It's just that one chance in the first half where he got down really well to save a Valverde shot, but Vinny Jr. reacting to put the parry in the back of the net. Throw in from Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold crossing it in. Up in the air it goes. Rudiger getting involved, plays it back to Huijsen. Furthest man back outfield for Real Madrid, coming forward. Going to start to see some changes as far as Arbeloa is concerned. Camavinga I can see warming up. Also Alaba as well. So midfield and a defender ready to come on. Oh, that's nice from Petrak as well. Feeds it into Mbappe. Got support coming in from Vinny Jr. Decides to use Petrak. Can't quite get his bearings. Forced to come back. He can't control it now, and Real Betis can come forward. 19 minutes left of normal time. Betis 0, Real Madrid 1. And as the ball is... The referee stops it there. Trent Alexander-Arnold just been shown a yellow card for a, well, what many might call a bit of a tactical foul there to stop the runner from going. He'll gladly take that yellow card, I think. So here are the changes then. Camavinga on. Number 6 for Petrak. Number 45 coming. So it's probably more of a defensive midfielder for an attacking one, and Huijsen is the man coming off in this second period. Not been as brilliant as he was in the first half. Amrabat, who I think has had a good game as well for Betis, being withdrawn by Manuel Pellegrini. But it is going to be Isco to come on. Both Real Madrid and Real Betis fans pleased to see him. Roberto Carlos, great Brazilian, in the crowd for this one tonight. He won a few titles with Real Madrid. Betis on the ball once again. Opportunity for them to do something. Still only 1-0. Still over a quarter of an hour to play. Hernandez on it. Bellerin. Back to Hernandez. First touch from Alaba has resulted in a corner for Betis. Isco lurking on the edge of the area. Lo Celso crosses it in, and then the shot, the turn coming in from Nathan, and that's ignited the Real Betis crowd. Crosses low, and the clearance wasn't brilliant from Valverde, and that allowed Nathan to have a swing at goal. It's resulted in another corner. Camavinga getting involved in the clearance there, and it's eventually swung out by Real Madrid. And well, Betis getting a little bit more confident now. Anthony on the ball. Lovely touch there from Isco, who goes down. No foul from the referee as the ball is played forward, and Mbappe using all of his pace now, plays it into Vini Jr., but Hector Bellerin with a last gasp dive to make sure it's cleared away. We're just seeing a replay on the challenge on Isco, and then fantastic from Mbappe to play it into Vini Jr., but Hector Bellerin getting in the way of the Brazilian and just ushering it away from Vini Jr. Really good bit of defending there, using all of his experience, Bellerin. As Betis try and come forward, but Real Madrid having other ideas. First touch now for Camavinga, coming forward, in through the middle. He goes down, he's been fouled from behind. It's going to be a free kick, quite central for Real Madrid, as Hernandez is the guilty party in taking down the Frenchman. Just seeing that swing from Nathan again. He had Lunin stretching, it just went beyond the far post. Oh, and Jude Bellingham on the replay, I can tell you he looked worried. So a free kick, pretty much 10 yards, probably even closer than that. A little bit further away, about 12 yards away from the edge of the area, maybe about 15 or so. Popped in by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Nothing untoward in the end, and once more Betis will try and come forward and finish this game strongly. Still only 1-0 down as they come forward again. Here is Rodriguez. A quiet second half after being involved in quite a few things in the first period. Rodriguez up towards the right. Here is Anthony. Time for him to stretch his legs. He had got a couple of opportunities in the first period as well, particularly late on, and Lunin was equal to his shots, and that was a pretty tame effort from way out, really. I think there's even a wave and apology as well from Anthony with that one. So as it stands, with about 10 minutes to go of normal time, it's Vini Jr.'s first half strike that separates the sides. He's known for scoring quite spectacular goals, Vini Jr., but that was a pretty simple one by his standards, just slotting it in beyond Valles, who was down on the ground after doing well to save it. Now Real Madrid can come forward. Here is Vini Jr. once again, into the area he goes, back out again, flicks it over to Kylian Mbappe. First touch from him isn't great. Cleared away from now. Oh, and Hernandez has got the better of Alaba there. Crosses it over. Oh, and it's just too much for Ezazuli. Good idea from Hernandez. Does well to get beyond Alaba, who'll be disappointed with that challenge. And then the cross just too much on it. And you can see his frustration. Hernandez. He came on to maybe increase the side's fortune in front of goal, as Bakumbo wasn't doing overly well by his standards. As we get up to 79 minutes. Oh my goodness me, it looks as if there was a wrestling match going on in the middle of the park there. Jude Bellingham's had his shirt pulled by Nathan. Ten minutes on the clock then as Kylian Mbappe comes forward. Past one. It's Valverde now. Shoots. It's a save with the feet from Valles and then gets up and then gets back down again to deny the captain a second bite of the cherry. Really good from Valverde, that coming forward, going past at least three players. Shot was low. Valles saved it with his feet, but then, like I say, getting up to make sure it doesn't go any further. 54,000 in Cartuja. La Cartuja, the home of Real Betis. Just under 55,000. Seen Europa League football this season as well. Anthony, right-hand side. His last two involvements haven't been brilliant. Nice simple pass back out to the midfield there. Gets it back now, the Brazilian, just in front of his manager. Camavinga goes chasing, does really well to usher the ball out for a throw-in. Anthony gets in the way of the linesman. Hector Bellerin plays it out now. Over the top it comes, and then it's just left the number 21 there, and Lo Celso with a cross, not brilliant. To Bellerin and Kylian Mbappe just having some friendly words. Minutes now on the clock. Free kick to Lunin. We're going to see Mbappe. That's his final involvement in this game. He'd be disappointed, really. He had the ball in the back of the net, but he was deemed to be offside. Gonzalo comes on. Gonzalo Garcia, 3 goals in the last time these two met. Back in January, he scored 3 goals. And then Manuel Angel coming on for Real Madrid. So a couple of changes for the away side. Dani Carvajal continues to sit on the bench. Wonder if he will be used. Pichak, one of the players, coming off. As we get towards the final 8 minutes or so of the game. Not been too much in terms of injuries in this second period. We did have 2 injuries in the first period, which delayed the end by about 5 minutes. It's just really been substitutions which have been the cause for delays in this game. Fair play to the referee, has allowed it to go on as much as possible. What can Betis offer then as we get really into the latter stages of this game? Back to their goalkeeper. Here is Llorente, came on quite early for the captain, Rata, who was had to go off injured. That was one of the delays I was talking about. Back on the ball now, Real Betis, switching it from right to left, played down calmly with the head of El Zalouzi. Real Betis just doing all their best to keep hold of the ball. Now they've got it on the edge of the area. Nice build-up play, shot is over the bar in the end, and Lunin will quite happily see shots like that from Hernandez all day long. 83 minutes on the clock now. Just seeing a wonderful ref cam footage of Valverde racing past the referee there. Really, really good stuff. Now they come forward once again, Real Betis. Anthony once more not as involved, like I say, in this second half as he was, particularly at the end of the first. I wonder if he can produce something similar. Here he is in the box now, shoots down low. It was always going to go beyond the far post. Lunin was down though, he was definitely beaten. But I think he probably knew from that angle it wasn't going to cause too much danger. It did go through the legs of Alaba, who's had a little bit, let's say, of an indifferent time since coming on earlier. And they attacked very much, as they were in the first half for Real Betis, very much down that left-hand side. Latest one going beyond the far post. Lunin with the goal kick. Flicked on by Real Madrid, but it's just pumped back the other way. It's going to be an attacking throw-in for Real Betis. They tried to take it quickly, and they do. Coming forward once again, and down that left-hand side. It's proved so popular for Real Betis this evening. Anthony switch to the right now. Let's see what he can do against Alaba. Cross in is weak. It's headed away, but Bellerin is going to be able to pick up any sort of loose ends and recycle the ball back. Anthony again losing the ball for his side. Valverde doing a little bit of clearing up, and then pumped forward by Real Madrid. Rudiger with the long ball out to Valverde, but Llorente came to head it away. He's had a solid game, I think, since coming on. Llorente. Now they come down their own left-hand side. Real Madrid. Oh, lovely play there by Bellingham. Is released Vinny Jr. Through on goal. Comes inside. Oh, and the shot, he just can't quite get any power on it. He'll be disappointed with himself there. By the time it came to the shot, after racing past three players, he just lost momentum there, and shot was just so weak that Ales was never going to have any problems picking that one up. I think he could have stopped and had a cup of tea before he picked it up as well. There's Aluzi. He's been poaching down the left-hand side for Betis. He's on the ball now. Back out to Nathan, who had a swing out of an opportunity earlier on. His shot going wide as well. Bellerin, what cross can he conjure up? He can't. Back to Anthony. Given the ball away the last couple of times now, the Brazilian. Sees it nicely to Llorente on this occasion. Nathan getting involved. Betis coming forward once again. El Zuzuli. Striker goes down. Back to the number 10, but ball is cleared away once again. Throw in for Real Madrid deep in their own half. They won't be too much in a rush to get rid of this. We've just seen this chance from Vinny Jr. again, and he's just miskicked it actually with his right foot. It's almost, he swung at it and it's come off its heel in the end, rather than the front of his foot, where he would of course got much more power out of it. Approaching the 90 then, we're going to see just how many minutes are added on. Like I said, the only delay we've had as substitutes since Valverde comes forward once more. And now Vinny Jr., Uruguay to Brazil, back to Uruguay. Vinny Jr. on it once more. Camavinga getting involved. Alaba, Rudiger, back to the Frenchman Camavinga. Finds Valverde, head down. Picking up some pace, edge of the area, looking for options. Finds Bellingham, back to Valverde, back to, and then the Uruguayan, who goes down in a heap. Referee plays on. Here's Camavinga in the area. What can the Frenchman do? Back to Bellingham. Out towards the wing. And once again, Real Betis coming and clearing their lines, and it's just a hoof forward. And now we've got, just seeing Bellingham go down there. Referee was quick to play on after the Englishman went down. Just heading up to the 90th minute then. Real Madrid now more in the centre, but it's lost. Real Betis just playing it backwards. They're just trying to be calm, not trying to force too much, but certainly running out of time now. We are in the last minute of the 90. Not long, not many opportunities left for Betis. What can they do here? It really would be a bit of a steal, especially how the second half has gone. They've not really created as much in the second half as they did in the first, particularly towards the end. They had a strong finish in the first period, Betis. I wonder if they can repeat that this time. What can Anthony do? He's had a pretty tame second period. Shorts right up his legs. Plays it out. To Bellerin. Hernandez with it. Into the area it goes. Oh, and Anthony's gone down in the box. What's the referee going to do here? Anthony not happy, and I think he's just going to wave play on. Well, Mendy's arm was up on Anthony. Anthony goes down. I think he's being far too theatrical there, to be honest with you. I don't think there was any need for him to go down. He was looking at the referee before he hit the deck. 3 minutes added time. Real Madrid have the ball. Camavinga in a little bit of space. That's now been taken from him, and he's actually been brought down. I think that's probably going to be a yellow card. The VAR check is over from the penalty shout from Anthony, and it was Isco that brought down Camavinga, one of their legends, bringing down one of their new players. Mendy just laughing at Anthony in the end there. Don't think that was ever going to be given as a penalty. Now then, opportunity for Vinny Jr. to create something. Camavinga in the box, creates some space, shoots. Oh, and there's just too many Real Betis players around it before he went any further, and then someone's gone clattering into Vinny Jr. there. I think it's the number 10, is Alzuli, and then he's gone on the floor. Camavinga does well to get round a couple of the Betis players there, but it just gave them an opportunity to get back. Halfway through the stoppage time now for Real Betis. Time running out, 90 seconds to go of the time added on. We're at the halfway line. Forward it goes. Mendy cuts out the pass. Camavinga on it. To Vinny Jr. Finds Bellingham. Plays it back out to the Brazilian, who's got a bit of space down the left-hand side to run. What will he do? Towards the corner flag. Past Llorente there. It's going to be a throw-in to the away team. This will be a first victory for the away side in this fixture in 4 matches. So Mendy just takes as much time as possible, eventually throwing it in. Camavinga chests it, tries to control it, does well actually. But they're just out-muscled there in the end at Real Madrid. And now maybe you feel a last break for Betis to come forward. 30 seconds left. Is it going to be build up, or is it going to be just lofted forward? They come with the ball. To Bellerin with a bit of space down the right-hand side. Plays it back into the number 19, Hernandez. Now Anthony has got it. Controls it well this time. Getting closer to Mendy. Creates himself some space. Shot goes straight at Camavinga, and then Anthony pulls down the defender. Play goes on. Cross comes in. Bellerin with a chance, oh, and it's in! I don't believe it. They've stolen it right at the very death. Real Betis. The ball popped up for Hector Bellerin. He can't believe it. But Anthony has had a huge play in that goal. Arbeloa can't believe it. Real Betis fans absolutely thrilled. It's Hector Bellerin with the goal. But Anthony is getting all the plaudits, he really is. Well, he may well have even scored it, Anthony, but it looked as if it was Bellerin that scored, but it's actually Anthony that's celebrating the most. No, it is Bellerin, I was right. You're not going to mistake that hairstyle and moustache. But Anthony, absolutely the catalyst in it. Wins the ball off Mendy, who is not strong enough at all. Now it was Mendy calling for a foul. And then the ball was ricocheted off the line by Rudiger, who looks absolutely dejected. And then absolute smash from Bellerin in what is a smash and grab equaliser for Real Betis. And that's definitely 2 points dropped in the title race for Real Madrid. It means, as far as the league table is concerned now, well, Real Madrid 8 points behind Barcelona. They played one game more. And that's it. Proceedings come to an end. It really was a last-minute equaliser, and Rudiger not happy with one of the Real Betis players there. Bit of an argument going on. They'll certainly feel aggrieved, Real Madrid, but they did not clear their lines in the end. And Anthony, who led a charge right at the very end of the first half, certainly led one at the end of the second. And he's done well to get the ball off Mendy right at the end. And then he's come to the byline, played it 1-2 to Hector Bellerin. It's cleared away by Rudiger, popped up to Bellerin, and with his right boot, well, it's a bit of a mix between a power shot and a placement. A few not very nice scenes going on the pitch. Man of the match, Andre Lunin, very much deserved. It could have been a lot worse for Real Madrid had he not been in goal tonight. But it's ended quite dramatically. Smiles on the faces of Real Betis players. It's finished. Real Betis 1, Real Madrid 1. Thank you for listening, and I wish you well as I hand you back to the studio. Good night.